got some good camera angles. It's awesome. Alright, so for the beginning of our practice, if you would like, just for comfort's sake, you can get those pillows and just sit right on top of them, or your blocks, whatever is gonna suit you tonight. Okay? Just finding a comfortable seat, and then if we try it out and you're like, hey, this doesn't feel comforting enough or anything like that, if you're beside a sofa or anything like that, you can grab a couple more, just prop yourself up even more. When we do restorative yoga, you can't have enough props to make you feel comfortable. So just know that if at any time you want to go grab something else to make it better for you, feel free to do that. Okay? So I'm Mandy. I know, Karen, you've been in a class with me before, but we just haven't, and Olivia, I haven't seen you in a while either, so just thought I'd do some intros there. Just know that if at any time you want to pause and ask me a question or anything like that, feel free to turn on your audio. That's A-OK with me. But otherwise, we'll just come to a comfortable seated position with our legs crossed. Okay, we'll start with our breath. And with this breath, all we're going to do, we're going to roll the shoulders forward and then move them up towards our ears as we're inhaling. And then exhale, pull those shoulders down and away. Good, we're going to do that 3 times. Inhaling nice and fully through the nose as you pull those shoulders up towards the ears. And then as you exhale, roll the shoulders back, pulling them down towards the earth. 3rd time. Inhale. And then exhale, pull down. Then we're going to switch directions. So pull those shoulder blades back, shoulders come back, open across the chest. As you inhale, pull the shoulders up. And then as you're exhaling, we're rolling the shoulders forward. Okay, so 2nd time through. Inhale. And exhale. 3rd time. One last time, just to set the shoulders up, forward, up towards the ears, exhale, pull back, down and away. So if you need to kind of work with those shoulders, kind of ease them down and away, please feel free to do that. Hands can rest on your thighs. Let's just bring the palms down on the thighs just for some grounding. We'll lengthen behind the neck through the top of the head. The chin just slightly comes into the neck, so rather than looking down, sometimes I don't cue this very well. Just pull the neck kind of back in, the chin back into the neck, just so that the back of your neck lengthens a little bit. And here you can close your eyes. And now just start to allow that breath to come in naturally through the nose, filling the belly, filling the chest from bottom to top. And then as you're exhaling, contract your abdominal muscles, empty the lungs from bottom to top. And so as you exhale, once you're ready to inhale, allow that inhale to come in naturally, but see if you can lengthen that inhale. Slow and steady. And then same with that exhale as you reverse that breath, pushing the breath out, moving it through smoothly. And then the next time as you inhale, just visualize that breath moving into the body, moving into every cell in your body. And then as you exhale, the effects of that breath stay, but you feel any tension in your body ride out with that breath as it moves through your nostrils back out into the room. cells. And then as you exhale, that calming effect stays, and you let your joints relax. And finally, on this third exhale, if you haven't let your jaw relax, make sure you let it relax, let the face soften. Everything just softens. Then you can bring the hands center of chest, allowing the breath just to return to whatever is its natural rhythm. Just setting an intention here this evening. We'll keep it simple, just connection with breath, or perhaps you need relaxation or softness as that intention. Take a word or phrase that means something to you. Then you can gently release those hands away from the chest and come back down to the legs. With the chin still slightly pulled into the neck, you can open the eyes, just looking slightly down towards your mat, and then bringing your chin up level with the floor. We're going to extend our legs out in front of us, but I just want you to take note of which foot is either in front or on top of the other leg, and we're going to switch. So we'll extend the legs out in front, and then if right was on top or in front, we're going to switch, and now it's going to be left leg. Okay, we won't be here much longer. Here we're going to take our hands just to our knees. Okay? We're going to inhale, and as we inhale, I want you to pull your chest through towards the front of your room, perhaps the camera, and you can slightly look up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, curl your spine, use your hands to anchor you, and press your spine towards the back of the room. And then as you feel ready, you can inhale, lift up, and then exhale, push back. Inhale once again. So this is just our seated cat-cow. You're in this cow position, and then exhale into that cat. And then inhale, just come to a center position. We're going to do blade breath. We're going to take our arms up. We'll bend the elbows. Arms will be parallel with the floor. We'll inhale. As we inhale, draw the arms back, open across the chest. And then exhale and switch which hand was on top. Inhale again. And exhale. Good work. Inhale. And exhale. Good work. Inhale. We'll do this just 2 more times. Last one. Out in front. We'll just move ourselves a little bit back on our pillows or our bolster just so we're well supported. Let's put it that way. Grab any extra flesh from behind. Dorsiflex in the ankles. Legs are relatively straight. Inhale, draw the arms up overhead. Exhale, let's just forward fold, hinging from the hips towards the legs, wherever the hands get to, maybe your shins, your ankles, maybe your toes. Then wherever you are, take your hands and just kind of grip on the legs or your ankles, okay? And then inhale, lengthen up. See if you can stretch those arms. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Good. Yeah, good. And then as you exhale, bend your elbows. Use your biceps to pull the body a little closer to the legs. Doesn't have to be super far or anything like that. And then you can let your arms release and just let yourself go into complete flexion towards those legs, just bowing to your legs. So just easing into the back of the legs, your hamstrings, your calf muscles, in behind those knees. Then inhale, come up, lengthen those arms towards your toes, and inhale all the way up. Release the hands down. Okay, we're going to move off of the bolster or your pillows, and just move those off to the side. We're gonna so appreciate having sat on that for a while because the ground is hard. And then we'll draw the right leg into the chest, bring it to the outside of the left leg, sit up nice and tall, wrap the opposite arm around that right leg, and then windmill the right arm behind, fingertips away, sit up nice and tall, lengthen first, and then exhale, look over the shoulder. So just take your time, think about the twisting motion, okay, coming from the bottom of your spine and spine, other side. Inhale, looking forward, windmilling the arm out, bringing that knee into the chest, extending. Second side, let's bring that left leg into the chest, then bring it to the outside of that right leg, sit up nice and tall, wrap the opposite arm around that leg, and then windmill the left arm behind you, fingertips tented on the floor. Inhale, and then start that twist at the bottom of the spine, mid-spine, and then looking over that shoulder, breathing in and breathing out. You got it. Inhale, looking forward, windmilling that arm all the way up, full range of motion in the shoulder. Bring that leg into the chest. We'll cross the legs for a moment and just roll onto hands and knees. And here, we're going to come to our knees. Okay, so just back ourselves up a little bit. We'll extend the left leg out to the left side. Good work. So here for gate, we'll leave that left arm on the left leg, palm up. Reach the right arm up and pull the shoulder down and away. You can just shake your head no, no, no. Inhale, exhale, lengthen over to the side. Hope you can feel that lengthening in your spine. I know I sure did. Breathing in and breathing out. And then we'll release that arm back down. Okay, hands come down to the floor, and we'll just switch to the opposite side. Okay. So here, right leg out to the right side. Okay, right palm up. Then we'll inhale, reach the left arm up, pull the shoulder away. Inhale, exhale, lengthen over. Oh, side bends. You don't realize how amazing they are until you do them again, and you're like, oh yeah, right. This is why we do this first thing in the morning as we're trying to get up out of bed. Then we'll inhale, draw that arm back down. Place the hands back down on the floor. And we'll just do a couple cat-cows here. So wrists under the shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, up towards the ceiling, tailbone moves up. Then we'll exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Really push the spine towards the ceiling, through your hands, through your knees. Then inhale, come back up. Good work. And then exhale through. Here you can shake your head if you want. Inhale, last one. And then exhale, really push everything out. Then inhale, just come to a flat back. We're going to tuck our toes. Okay, so this is going to get to the most active part of our evening, and then we'll make sure that we're ready for bedtime. Tuck the toes, hips towards the heels. Press the hands into the mat, moving into downward facing dog. So just take your time. Ease the knees up off the floor first. Breathing in and breathing out. So see if you can take as much weight out of your hands and your wrists. Yes, good job. And the knees are just kind of hovering. And then we'll extend the entirety of our legs up towards the ceiling, body coming towards the legs, pressing those hands into the floor. And you can bend one knee, straighten the other. Inhaling and exhaling. Come up high on those toes, heels in the air, and then ease the heels down towards the floor. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to come high on those toes again. We'll bend the knees. We'll bring the knees down to the floor. Bring your toes, heels together. Open the knees as wide as your mat. And then bring your hips down towards the heels for child's pose. So child's pose, you can make it as active as you want. So if you feel like, oh, I'm not getting very much, or, depending on what you did today, okay, if you just want to lie in this posture and just really let yourself melt into the mat, do that. If you want to make it more active, really lengthen those arms towards the top of your mat. Really feel your tailbone moving towards the back of the room. Pull your shoulders away from your ears so that you can feel the arms lengthening, but at the same time you have this opposition in the deltoids, in those shoulders pulling away. Then we'll inhale, look towards the hands, exhale. Then we'll inhale, move back up into your downward facing dog. So just ease into it however you want. Breathing in and breathing out. So we're going to do a couple sun salutations, but nice and slow. And this is where your blocks can come in handy, okay? So we're going to inhale. As we inhale, we're going to draw the right leg forward in between the hands. So we'll step that foot forward so that it's right in between the hands, closest to the right hand. Your left heel is still up in the air. Okay? And then we'll grab those blocks. Take our time, don't worry. Yeah. And then, so either we can put it on the lowest setting if we want, or a little bit higher, or even the highest setting. And with that highest setting, then what that allows us to do is really think about the back leg, rather than worrying about whether we can breathe, because we're compressed on our leg, okay? So we'll bring those blocks right underneath our shoulders so we have lots of help there. And really press the heel back. Make sure that your knee is right over your ankle, not over your toes. Okay. Yeah, good. So you should feel this in the hip flexor on your left side. Does everybody feel that? Yes, okay, good. So really press that heel back. Lift the chest up. Breathing in and breathing out. Then we're going to ease that knee down to the floor. So we're still in a lunge. Now we're going to that low lunge. Okay. If you want to switch the setting that you're on for your blocks, who knew that your blocks had settings? You probably did, but anyway. We're going to, again, lengthen and see if we can allow the hips just to sink a little deeper towards the floor without allowing ourselves like just kind of to flop in there, right? Because our arms are providing us with that stability and we can ease as deep as we want. Then we'll tuck those toes back under, lift the knee up. Okay, and we'll keep the blocks there for our stability. And we're going to step that back foot forward. So maybe a couple little steps. Okay, so that our feet are closer to the top of our mat, relatively close together. Let's inhale, halfway lift. And just lengthen the spine. So really feel that behind your knees, behind your legs and your hamstrings. Okay, so I'm taking it slow, but that's super purposeful. So even if you just did like a big workout, right? We want to ease our way into releasing those muscles. Then release forward. Here we'll grab opposite hand to opposite elbow. Okay, and just shake our head. No. Nod the head. Yes. Inhale. Just feel that breath ripple through the spine, and then allow the arms to release back down to the floor. We'll take those blocks, okay, on whatever height is going to feel good for us. Okay, and this time we're going to take that the opposite leg back. Okay, so we had that left leg back. Now it should be your right. Yeah, good job. So press through the heel, and then you can switch those blocks just to start where we did. Okay, on that highest setting, pressing that heel back on that in that right leg, or attached to that right leg, really. Okay, keeping that left knee over the ankle. lengthening the spine, shoulders away from the ears. Yeah, breathing in and breathing out. So one side's probably going to feel different than the other. Super normal. Okay. See if you can press that heel back just a little bit further. Then we'll release the knee down to the floor. Okay. Switch the height on those blocks. You can ease that knee back just a little bit further, depending on where it ended up on the floor. And again, lengthen. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing in and breathing out. Looking good. Breathing in. Breathing out. Then we'll release those blocks off to the side. Bring the hands down to the floor. You can tent them if it's tough to get those hands down, which it might be. Okay. We'll tuck the back toes, press the heel back, and then we're going to bring the left foot back to join the right, and just push back into downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. So we're going to do that a second time, a little bit differently, a little bit more quickly. And then we're going to ease our way down to the floor for some really amazing restorative postures. So here we're going to look towards the hands. Let's step the left leg forward. Okay, so we'll start with the side that we just finished with. Press through the heel. Breathing in and breathing out. Then we're going to step forward with that back right leg. Okay, it can be a couple of steps or one big step to the top of the mat. We'll inhale, halfway lift. So getting the front and back body. Exhale, release down towards the floor. Breathing in and breathing out. So here you can grab opposite hand to opposite elbow. Shake that hand. Nod that hand. Then we'll release the hands down towards the floor, perhaps grabbing those blocks once again. Okay. Then we'll step that left leg back. Breathing in and breathing out. Again, using the blocks wherever you would like. Off to the side, hands come down to the floor. We'll bring that right leg back. We'll ease ourselves back into downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. So then we're going to come high on the toes, ease the knees down towards the floor. Just make sure that you have some padding under those knees. You might need to roll up your mat. We're going to move into puppy. So for puppy pose, we can use these blocks again. Okay, they're going to sit just under our hands, and you can adjust them as it feels okay. Okay, our hips are going to be right over our knees, and we're going to ease the body down towards the floor, allowing the forehead to rest on the floor. If this is too deep into your shoulders, into the lats, you don't have to use the blocks. You can just have your hands lengthen down long. But the blocks will increase the intensity of that back bend that you get. And so keeping those arms nice and active. And Karen, you might even need to move, you have nice long arms, so you might need to move those blocks just a little bit further away from you. Yeah. Yes. And then we allow the body just to come through towards the mat. You're moving into that deeper back bending position. Let's bend the right knee, okay, so that the right foot's up in the air. Then we'll inhale, exhale. We'll use the right hand just to stabilize us and allow that foot to come over to the left side. Yeah, breathing in and breathing out. So here we're getting into the front of the shoulder, twisting up that spine. You can let the ear rest on the floor. Out. Then we'll inhale, drawing ourselves back, center, lengthening, and then moving to the second side. So here we'll extend that right arm out to the side, bend the left arm. We'll bend that left knee and allow that foot to come back up and over. So we get that right shoulder. Good job. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you feel comfortable to open the hip, you can just place the foot flat on the floor, but it doesn't have to be flat on the floor. Then we'll inhale, easing that leg back center, placing the hands underneath the shoulders, spreading the fingers. We'll tuck the toes, push yourselves back into downward facing dog. And here, bend one knee, straighten the other. Give some release to the spine, to your breath. Yeah, good job. Those heels come high, the heels ease their way down. Then we'll look towards the hands. We'll bring the right knee forward and then the left knee forward. And just move ourselves to our glutes, to our bum. In one very smooth motion. We're going to have our bolster nearby. To start off with, we're just going to lay down on the ground, have our knees bent, okay, but we're going to use that bolster right away. So feet are flat on the ground, feet are hip distance apart, okay, we're going to roll the shoulder blades under and have the hands pressed palm down into the floor. Thumbs are relatively close to our heels. Okay. Then we'll inhale. As we inhale, I want you to just lift the pelvis towards the ceiling without lifting it up off the floor. So we're essentially just kind of doing a pelvic tilt or a pelvic rock. Okay. And then release and allow that pelvis just to open once again. Inhale, exhale, and then tuck that tailbone, essentially roll that pelvis back. And then as you inhale, allow it to open up again. Okay, third time, we'll exhale, just massaging the sacrum. And inhale, come back to that neutral spine position. Then we're going to move into our bridge pose. So here, we're going to rock that tailbone, that sacrum, and then as we continue our inhale, we're going to lift the hips up towards the ceiling, looking straight at the ceiling, so you don't have to worry about your monitor or device at all. Knees, keep them separated, so you might just want to sneak a peek at those knees. Make sure they're not rolling in or rolling way out to the side, that they're in alignment with your hips and your ankles. Okay, once you've confirm that, then you can start to roll those shoulder blades under, maybe even ease your hands together underneath you. Breathing in and breathing out, pressing through the heels. Then gently we'll release those hands. If you've got them underneath you, just release them. Okay. We're going to breathe in and breathe out and ease the hips back down. So before we move to the bolster, we'll grab one of our blocks, have that close by. We're going to do that bridge again, but this time we're actually going to ease the block underneath our sacrum and allow it just to rest on the block rather than even reaching for our hands underneath. Okay? So again, we're going to set ourselves up. Knees are hip distance apart. Heels are relatively close to our bum. We'll inhale. As we inhale, lift the hips up as you press through the heels. We'll take that block and just ease it under the flattest part of your pelvis. Okay. Breathing in and breathing out. So once you've got it there, that you know it's not going to fall, then you can release those arms on either side of that block. So it can just be kind of on the second height rather than the highest. And let the sacrum rest there. Okay. Breathing in and breathing out. So now the effort isn't there, but we're still reaping the benefit from this bridge. 3 full breaths, rolling those shoulder blades under your arms are nice and close to the body. Then with the next inhale, you can lift those hips a little higher. You can move that block from underneath you. If you wanted, you can try the next height. Just see how that feels. Depending on our pillows, we may or may not ensure that our head is looked after. So I want you to do this the lengthways, yes, and then grab more pillows. Good job, Karen. Yes, as many pillows as you can get, have them underneath you. There we go. Okay, and then once we've got them there, okay, we're gonna ease our way down to the ground over top. Okay, so here, you know what, we can figure out whether this is gonna feel good. So now if your head is off your pillows, okay, we're gonna come back up and just kind of readjust this. It may need to move a little bit further up on the spine, but your hips are down on the floor. Okay. Yes, there we go. Okay, so to begin with, I just want you to allow yourself just to drape over your pillows. Okay, allow the arms to come out to the side, maybe about 45 degrees from the body, maybe a little higher, a little lower. Feet are flat on the floor still at this point, and arms are just open. We're going to stay here for at least 5 breaths, allowing the chest just to melt to either side of your rib cage, to let your face soften, your jaw relax. Your breath just moving in nice and deep, and then back out to the So at the bottom of this 5th breath, your upper body can remain exactly as it is, and you can ease your feet, the soles of your feet together, allowing the knees just to fall out to the side. So we're in a butterfly or cobbler pose, and once you let those knees fall out to the side, if you find that it doesn't actually feel very good, and that's where you can sit up again and grab your blocks and just ease them underneath your hips. And then that can give you that extra little bit of support. Arms can still remain out to the side, or the hands can rest on the belly, close to the pelvis. Whatever feels best to you. If your mind starts to wander away from what you're actually doing right now, just come back to your intention from the beginning of our practice. Connection with the breath. Just stay with that breath as it moves in. And out. Perhaps that's the natural way to take it. It's just You can open those feet, heel toe them out to as wide as your mat. The knees are still bent, and arms are going to come out just slightly from the side of the body, a little higher than they were in that supported back bend. We're going to inhale, and as we exhale, allow both knees to fall out to the right, and you can just move your head in the direction of the left. You can look to the left. So really ease yourself into the left side of the body, really enjoying this twisting motion as well as getting the lengthening in the front of the hip, the outside of the hip. Then inhale, come center. Exhale, allow those knees to fall out to the opposite side. Again, you can gaze to the right or just allow the head to move in the direction of the right. Breathe in deeply into your right rib cage. Then inhale, come center one more time each side. Exhaling. Inhaling, center, and exhaling, allowing the knees to fall to the opposite side. Then inhaling, bringing those knees back, centering, just press through the heels and lift the hips up slightly so that the low back can be pressed into the floor. We'll ease both of those knees back into our chest. You can lift your upper body slightly up off the floor. Grab opposite hand to opposite elbow and just give yourself a nice little hug. Tucking the chin into the chest and then allowing the back of the head to ease to the floor. Breathing in and breathing out. Finally, we'll release that grip on those legs. Let's keep the right knee into the chest. We'll extend the left leg along the floor. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, exhale. Pull the knee into the chest. So once again, getting into that hip flexor. Then we'll release that right leg. We'll extend the right and then bring the left into the body. Keep the right foot active, pressing the heel away from you. Breathing in and breathing out. Then gently releasing that left leg. You can release it all the way down to the floor. We'll draw the arms up overhead, lengthening from fingertip to toe. And here, instead of dorsiflexion at the ankle, let's plantar flex. So point the toes away as though we were a swimmer. Breathe in and breathe out from fingertip to toe. Then draw those arms over to the right side, legs over to the right side. Just lengthen along the left side of the body. Coming back centered, arm center, leg center, and then allow the arms and the legs to move to the left, lengthening along the right side of the body. And then easing the feet and the legs, the arms back center. One last nice big hug for you. Give yourself that nice hug. If you need another twist, by all means, go ahead for that twist. Otherwise, you can lengthen the legs down. Bring the heels relatively close together. Roll the shoulder blades under palms up towards the ceiling. And then very deeply through the nose, and then exhale and side out through the mouth. One more time, full deep inhale. Complete full exhale, side out. Let yourself relax down into your mat. If your eyes aren't closed, allow them to close. Letting the body be still. Letting the breath fill your lungs. scalp, your ears, your eyes soften, relax and melt into the mat beneath you. Just coming to your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. escape through the mouth and the side. With your next inhale, begin to wiggle the fingers, toes, maybe making small circles at the wrists and the ankles. Bring the hands center of chest, pressing palm to palm, and then rub those hands together just to warm the fingers, warm the palms, creating warmth between those hands, and then gently allow the hands to come to the eyes and just wash the face with the hands, creating movement sensation once again. And then allow those hands to release away from the face. Bring your bend your knees, place the feet flat on the floor, tuck that tailbone once again to press the low back into the floor. Breathing in, and then as you breathe out, you can choose which side you would like to roll over onto, whether right or left. But use your free arm, the arm, whichever side you choose. The arm underneath can protect your head. You can use it as a pillow, and the free arm just rests on the floor in front of your chest. Enjoying the fetal position for a moment. Then as you're ready, using that hand, you can press yourself up to a seated position in the center of your mat, just crossing your legs. The eyes float open, no problem. Just find your seat and then allow them to close once again. Sitting up nice and tall, bringing the hands center of chest, palm to palm, just in a gesture of gratitude. Taking a moment to thank yourself for being here, sharing in this practice, taking time for your breath, restoring your physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental self. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to lead you through this practice this evening. I hope it serves you well tonight. I hope you sleep well. I hope it serves you well into the rest of your week. And I hope to see you here again next Monday. Namaste. Thanks, ladies. Yeah, you're so welcome.
Great.
Awesome.
Definitely need a coffee.
Okay, good. Have a good night.
Good night.
See ya.
Yeah.